Hey guys, Miss Terrell here. Today we are looking at Algebra 2.2 solving multi-step equations. Essential question, how do you solve multi-step equations? So we're going to start out with an example to see where this might occur, where a multi-step equation might occur in real life. Example A. A family buys airline tickets online. Each ticket costs $167. The family buys travel insurance with each ticket that costs $19 per ticket. The website charges a fee of $16 for the entire purchase. The family is charged a total of $1,132. How many tickets did the family buy? So let's go back and look at all the key information. We have a ticket, which is costing how much here? A ticket says it cost $167. Insurance is the next thing that you're told about, and that cost $19 per ticket. There's a $16 fee for the entire purchase. So that's not per ticket, just the entire purchase. And then you are charged a total of $1,132. How many tickets did the family buy? All right, so you want to start with sort of defining that variable. So what we're looking for is the number of tickets. So I'm going to say X equals the number of tickets. Now, once you've defined your variable, then you can go back and use your information to set up the equation. To find the total cost, I'm going to have to multiply the cost of each ticket by the number of tickets. We don't know how many tickets, so that's an X. We also have to include the $19 for every ticket. That was for the, what was that, the travel insurance. And then there was that fee from the website of $16, giving us a total of $1,132. Now, to solve this equation, you have the steps written down here at the bottom. We're going to remove any parentheses. We didn't use a distributed property this time, so we can get rid of that. Combine like terms. Box and circle. All right, this is my favorite. We want to box our like terms that have X's with them. So here, you have a 167X plus a 19X. Those are like terms, so they get linked together. There's a plus 16. There's nothing else on that side that has a constant, so we're just going to leave that one term circled. Now, combine those like terms. If we add 167 and 19, that is going to give you 186 times X. And just bring down your plus 16 is equal to 1,132. Now you have a two-step equation just like we were looking at yesterday. So what's our next step here? To solve, you're trying to isolate the 186X. So we're going to subtract 16 from both sides. And then we get 186X is equal to $1,116. Last step. 186X, so that's multiplying, so we're going to do the opposite, which would be to divide both sides by 186, and that will give us that X equals 6. So going back to the question, how many tickets did the family buy? The family bought 6 tickets. So we can go ahead and include like what we're talking about here at the end. Example B. Solve each equation for the variable. Don't forget to check your answer. So having the steps up the top, there's no distributive, so we don't have to worry about that. We're going to look for like terms again. All right, so here, I'm going to do my favorite box and circle. So I'm going to look for my constants that have, not my constants. I'm going to look for the variables. So you have a 9X and a negative 7X. Then my constants, you have a positive 1 and a minus 5. So the first thing we want to do is combine those like terms. So we're going to put your variables together. So that would look like 9x minus 7x. Well, that would be 2x. Then let's look at the constants. You have a positive 1 minus 5. Well, that's going to be a minus 4. And then you're just going to bring down equals negative 20. Now, from here, you can roll because you all are doing amazing with your two-step equations. You have 2x minus 4 equals negative 20. So to get that 2x by itself, what do you have to do? Louis, what do you have to do? He is not being very helpful. He is sleeping over there. We have to add 4 to both sides. All right, then we get 2x equals, all right, we have negative 20 plus 4. Let's just write that down as negative 16. All right, 2 times x. The inverse operation of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. So our final answer is x equals negative 16 divided by 2 is going to be negative 8. Make sure you have that negative there. Now, if you want to check this answer, all I want you to do is pull out your calculator, and every place you see x, you're going to substitute in negative 8. So you type in 9 times negative 8 plus 1 minus 7 times negative 8 minus 5. Hit enter, and it should give you negative 20. Example 2. Finally, we get one that has distributive property in it. So the first thing we're going to do is distribute that number out in front. We have 91 equals negative 7, and then parentheses 3a minus 1. All right, so let's see what that's going to look like. I'm going to bring down the 91. The negative 7, it gets distributed first to the 3a. So we're going to multiply negative 7 times 3a. That's going to give you negative 21a. Now, for the next part, this is where we have to be super careful. You want to think of this next term as a negative 1, and we're going to multiply negative 7 times negative 1. Negative 7 times negative 1 is a positive 7. All right, now you're down to a two-step equation. You're trying to isolate, get a by itself. In this case, negative 21a by itself. So you have a plus 7, so the inverse operation of addition, we're going to subtract 7 from both sides. All right, 91 minus 7 is 84 equals negative 21 times a. All right, inverse of multiplication, we're going to divide both sides by negative 21. Then we are left with a is equal to negative 4. So if I want to check my work, I could type it in Desmos. I'm going to really quick run through the check in this extra space over here. All right, so let's say I want to check to make sure this is equal to 91. So I have negative 7, and then in parentheses I have 3 times, I figured out that a is negative 4 minus 1. All right, we're going to work inside the parentheses here. So we would have 3 times negative 4, that's going to be a negative 12 minus 1. And then that's going to be a negative 7, and then in parentheses, that would give us negative 13. If you multiply negative 7 times negative 13, you get 91. So yes, that is exactly what I was supposed to get. So that is correct. Give yourself a smile. All right, here is Louis. He's such a show-off. He has to be in every single video. Please don't look at the couch. That couch is looking sort of old, especially up close like that. He doesn't seem to care. All right, if you'd like, go ahead and pause the video and try this on your own before I work it out. So we have 4m minus 5, and then parentheses, 3m plus 10 equals 126. All right, so let's see. We have Parentheses, so we need to get rid of those parentheses. We need to distribute. Now, let's look at the number we're distributing. Is that -5? It needs to be distributed to the 3m. It needs to be distributed to the 10. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to bring down the 4m. Now, be careful here with your sign. -5 times 3m. That's going to be a -15m. All right, then we have a -5 times a +10. Negative times a positive is going to be a negative. So -50 equals 126. All right, time to box and circle. Box and circle. All right, let's look at, we have 4m. I'm going to include the sign in my box here. 4m minus 15m. All right, we only have one constant over here. So let's see, what do we get when we combine 4m minus 15? That's going to give you -11m. Bring down that -50 equals 126. All right, keep going. We have to get the -11m by itself. -50, the inverse operation would be, we're going to add 50 to both sides. All right, so -11m is equal to 176. Dividing both sides by -11. All right, what's that equal? M is equal to, okay, positive divided by negative, so it's going to be a -16. All right, if you want, you can plug it in Desmos. Check it out. Make sure you're right. For our last example here, we have a fraction. All right, do not get intimidated by the fraction. Remember, if you need to put that in your calculator, you could always change it to a decimal first by typing 1 divided by 2. Here, the numbers are not too big, so you can probably even do this one without a calculator. So we're going to bring down the -25 is equal to 1/2 parentheses 10x minus 2. So there's where we are going to distribute. All right, so let's see what we have here. 1/2 times 10. What's half of 10? Well, half of 10 would be 5. Make sure you keep your variable there, 5x. All right, 1/2 is going to be distributed by, be careful here, check out the sign. Signs, attention to detail with your signs there. So you have 1/2 times -2. Half of 2 is 1. So you're going to have a -1. Then you have a positive 3x. All right, before we move on, we must, what? We've got to box and circle. Get those like terms together. Before you move anything, simplify. Simplify before you move anything around. So let's see, we're going to bring down that -25. If I combine the 5x plus 3x, it's going to give you 8x. Subtract 1. All right, pause your video. Work it out. I know you can do this. And then turn it back on and check it. All right, you should get x equals -3. All right, for your last part, I would like you to try, I only want you to try one of these on your own right now. So I would like you to try example A only. We will work on the others tomorrow in class. All right, guys, thanks for taking awesome notes, and we will talk to you tomorrow.